name is Maccaba, and I'm the Chief Executive Officer and co-founder of Refana Inc. I founded the company together with my colleague, Dr. Philip Schwartz, who is our Chief Medical and Scientific Advisor, initially to try and address some really major global medical problems. To give you an example, we had projects looking at the application of artificial intelligence to radiological images. And then we also started looking at liquid biopsies, where you can take samples of, for instance, blood or urine that identify very early indications of cancerous tumors. So these are the kind of areas we're working on with some very promising concepts and working with a network of scientists around the world when COVID-19 happened. And as a result, we wanted to see, could we contribute something to the fight against the pandemic? Having consulted our network, and indeed an expanded network of about 40 scientists in 12 countries, we came to the conclusion that one of the leading candidates for a suitable vaccine to prevent the spread of COVID-19 would be based on the traditional methods known as a whole inactivated viral vaccine, which has been pioneered by people like Jonas Salk with the famous vaccine for polio. And this was a considered opinion of many scientists, even ones working on competing technologies, some of the more, if you want to call them modern, exciting genetic technologies, etc. There was a clear consensus that a whole inactivated viral vaccine would have a lot to offer. So that's our background. As you're aware, there are really four main types of vaccines under development today, and even additional subcategories. There are the messenger RNA vaccines, which are very much a new technology, never succeeded before in being used and approved for human use. There's the adenovirus vaccines, which have some usage track record, and not a huge one, but it's a certain level, which inoculate the body with either a human or chimpanzee virus as a carrier for the spike protein. There are protein virus vaccines developed by people like Novavax. And then finally, there's the whole inactivated viral vaccines. These are the four main categories. The first category of messenger RNA, the Pfizer, BioNTech, and Moderna vaccines have shown promising results in the early reports of their stage 3 trials. In terms of the whole inactivated viral vaccines, the leading candidates have been Chinese, and two of these Chinese whole inactivated viral or WIV vaccines are now in large-scale use. They've been in stage 3 trials in several countries, including Brazil, Indonesia, Turkey, the United Arab Emirates, Bahrain, the Philippines, and Indonesia. And indeed, they've already gained emergency use approval in about 5 countries and have been given to 200,000 or 300,000 people in total. The medical results, as published in peer-reviewed articles, for instance, in the Lancet medical journal, are showing very good results for these vaccines. And so we at Refana found it strange that there was no leading project to develop a whole inactivated virus vaccine in the United States. And there was one in Europe, which, like ourselves, is coming to the party some months after the initial frontrunners. However, even though we are, you could say, coming from behind to a certain extent, we've done very thorough research to eliminate questions that might have arisen in the past about any possible safety or side effects of this approach. And overall, it must be said, historically, it is the greatest track record of any vaccine. Most of the very large-scale vaccines that have been given in the billions to the world population are actually developed this same way as the Refana vaccine. So we have very high confidence in the Refana vaccine. It is similar to leading Chinese candidates Sinovac and Sinopharm. The difference being we have tested and approved the process, medical results, the manufacturing process, etc., to the highest Western standards. We are working with leading academic and research institutions in the United States and elsewhere. And ultimately, we'll be going to market, we believe, with a vaccine that has been approved by the world's leading regulators and therefore should be acceptable both in leading Western advanced economies and indeed worldwide. That is the Refana vaccine.